Hello guys, and welcome to another ProfileTree video. So in today's video we're going to be covering website backgrounds. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. So website backgrounds pretty much refers to images, it could be patterns, textures or colors that's used to fill the background of a website. Now of course they play an important role in the overall design and the aesthetics of the website, and it greatly impacts the user's experience. Now you can't just have a fully plain website, it makes it a little bit dull. Now of course there are designs to add into it, so that's why with website backgrounds you can add a solid color, you can add gradients, a repeating pattern, a single image, slideshow, or even videos, or even like an animated background. So there's quite a couple of options as to what you may want to put as your background. However, there are some key notes for website backgrounds. Now, when you're choosing a website background, it's important to consider the content and the purpose of the website. Now, for example, if a website business may choose a solid neutral color as a background, then that'll convey like a professional image, while like a creative or artistic website may opt for a visually striking or dynamic background to showcase their work. So there's a couple of sort of key points to having a nicely laid out, almost like tasteful website. You just have to make sure that you blend everything in. And most importantly as well, when you are adding backgrounds to a website, you have to know if it'll affect a website's performance, and as well as that, the loading time. Now, large images can affect this, even video backgrounds. They can all slow down the loading speed of a website, and this will greatly impact the user's experience. So it's always important to optimize images and videos to minimize the impact on a website's performance. So now that we've covered a little bit about that, let's go ahead and check out a website builder, just as an example on what the website backgrounds are all about. So I'll actually just go through one of the website builders here called Wix. Now, as you can see, with some of the options already on the templates themselves, there's a couple there with a full background. So that's a full image background, could be a video as well. There's some that use the hero section as a full image background. So you can see how it ties in and blends well onto the actual site. You got to make sure that you're sticking to just placement as well. Placement and layout is very important when you're having your website backgrounds in. So as you can see with this watch there, we'll actually go into it. So it's showcasing the watch, and you've also got some text on the left side. So you see it's more of a image gradient, so it's blending into a white sort of site. So that's how that one looks. Now of course there are multiple other choices. You can see how some of them just have a plain white background, nice and minimalistic, but it uses some images within some of the sections. Of course there's a couple more there. This one's more of a full-on header and background. So by the looks of things on this one, this is, as you can see, it's a full video background with the actual header on top. So that's something really nice to have. That's more of the hero section, as you can see. Now if I scroll down, you can see that there's a gradient on this one as well. So this one's like red to black, and it blends with the rest of the site. And this one's a full-on image background just. So what we'll do is I'll actually start from scratch, and I'll go ahead and get a blank. I'll get a blank template up, and I'll see you guys in a little minute there. So here we go. We've got our blank template sorted. So this is our initial section. So there's multiple ways you could do this. As you can see, you can go ahead and add a section in, or what some people would do as well. So I'll actually just show you the first one. So we'll go ahead and add a section. So there's 3 choices there. There's color, image, and video. So we'll go for the color one first. So as I've stated earlier on, there's a couple of theme colors you could choose there, and these are all solid backgrounds. There's baby blue, light blue, and a couple of different ones there, like a tealish color, grey. So we'll go for this one, the red one. And as you can see, that is a solid background, and you can go ahead and add some text onto it. So you can add headings, and you can overlap it over the background. So that's the name, it's a background image. Now, if you want it to be a little bit more creative, and you want to make things a lot nicer looking, depending on how dynamic you want to go with your website, you can go ahead and choose for an image. Now, wait till this actually loads, okay. So you've got a couple of choices. You could use some of the Wix images, or you could use Unsplash as well. So there's a couple of Unsplash ones. I'll go ahead and just add one in. So say I had this one, so of course these are all, I would say, copyrighted. So just be aware of that if you're using the Unsplash images. Okay, so there's an image background there, and if I go ahead and preview that, as you can see, that's now an image background. Now, if you wanted to add some effects onto this, there's these other effects that you could do. So as you can see, it's a still image at the minute. If I go ahead and go to that actual initial section, you'll see there's a menu there. Now, right here we've got background scroll effects and we've got shape dividers. So if I go ahead and select the background scroll effects, and I select on one of them, so there's the parallax one, you can see that it slightly changed the image there, and there's a good reason for it. It actually transforms the image more into 3D. You can see it there, how it stays still on the background while it's sort of moving. Now, let's see if I could try to make this a little bit more where you can see it. Okay. So I'll preview that again. As you can see, it almost feels like it's 3D. It like travels with the website. Now there's a couple more you could do with this. They're also called shape dividers. So I can invert the shape a little bit. So depending on how I'm making this website, you can see how everything's blending together. You can customize that design as well. So you could change up the height. So it has just a little bit of flare. Or I could have that to, let's just say I could have that to 30px. And then I can have a layer effect on that if I wanted to. So that's more of a gradient look, as you can see. So you could build full-blown websites just based off the different sort of backgrounds there, as you can see. And let's see, if I wanted to, I can also change that into a video. So that was one of the last ones. Okay. So if I go ahead and search one up, so I'll just select for this video, it's a sports car one. Okay, and I preview that. You can see that it is a working video as I scroll down, and I've still got this little effect here as well, the gradient layers. Now, with this one, you could still have the scroll effect added. So there's a couple of ones that you could choose from. There's 3D there as well, so let's see how 3D looks. You can see how it's closing up. So that's how 3D looks. And now another way you could change up your backgrounds as well. So say you wanted two sections. So say I wanted this one to be white, the right side to be white, the left side to have an image, solid color, or video. Another way to do that is by going to the add elements. Now this should apply for any other website builder as well. But if I go onto a strip, select for a blank strip, okay, I'll just use this as an example. So I'll just get rid of that white spacing. There's going to be these little things called the layout. Now if you click on that, you can add a column in, and if you select layout or manage columns, sorry about that, manage columns, and then layout, I could change the size proportion. So that, as you can see, there's strip layout. I could make this 3366. I've got the 2575, I've got the 2080, 4060. Or I could reverse that layout and have this as 40, this is 60. You could also do the customized proportion sizes. Now they've actually changed it on Wix. I'm not too sure about the other website builders, but from my knowledge in this one, you can change the column background for this, so I can have it like that. And then for this one, I can change that column background so it's like this. And of course, there's other ways that you could add some content into this. So just say I had some text, okay, but I wanted to create this as color white. Now it's a little bit hard to see, as you can see, because the background's already white. Well, the background area is almost white, and then your head now is color white as well. So it could be a little hard for the user to read. How can you fix that? So if you select the column background, so change the column background, there's a little one there called settings, so just click on that. Now you can add some overlay. So I'm going to have it as color black, and I'm going to change the gradient so that it is 70. I'm going to have this as color black, have that as 100%. As you can see, that's now darkened the background. Now you can go lower if you wanted to. You can go all the way down to 10% where you can barely see it. Or of course 0 would mean that it's a full solid color at that point. I would normally keep it at around 70. And of course you can add some overlays as well, so some different colored patterns. You can go lighter as well if you wanted to. Or you can not have any at all. And there's positions where you could choose there and play the normal speed. So quite a lot of things you could do with this. So if I preview that, that's how it looks. There's the video. It's got an opacity of 70% at the background, and this is just a still image. Now, I can change this as well if I wanted to. I can add some scroll effects into this one. So as you can see, this one has a scroll effect while this one doesn't. But guys, that pretty much reaches the end of the video. As you can see, there's multiple things that you could do with this. As I've mentioned, just be aware of the website's performance and loading time, because if you are adding large images, multiple amount of video backgrounds, then it will slow down that website, and of course it will impact the user's experience. So important to always optimize those images, the videos as well, to minimize the impact on the website's performance. Now, I know I've just showed you guys what it looks like on the website builder. Of course, it will be the same application towards, like, if you're using Visual Code and WordPress, just make sure everything's optimized. But overall, as you can see, as I've demonstrated, website backgrounds are an important design element, as it can greatly enhance the visual appeal and user experience of a website when chosen and implemented thoughtfully. Now, as I've said, that reaches the end of the video. If you guys have any questions at all regarding, please do let us know in the comment section below. But other than that, I'll see you guys for the next video. Thank you very much for watching.